I have a good one for you guys today. This is Doomer versus Optimist. Um, it is set up as a podcast, so there's 6 episodes in total so far. I've written in a Google Doc. The description has a link to the Google Doc with all the episodes and the scripts. If anyone wants to use these scripts in a video themselves, that would be cool. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you want to understand what I'm saying and what I'm talking about, this is a podcast that I just created titled Existential Horizons. Doomer versus Optimist is the premise of it. I don't know if I want to name it Doomer versus Optimist or Existential Horizons, but I think I'm going to go with Doomer versus Optimist. Um, Now, the plot of it is there's two NPCs. One is a doomer going by D, known to be cynical, nihilistic, obsessed with societal collapse and cosmic indifference. And then we have our optimist, O, who's hopeful and philosophical and finds meaning in chaos and embraces human creativity. So, there are, like I said, there's 6 episodes in total. I will put the entire Google Doc to all the episodes, and if I continue writing episodes, but I will only continue writing episodes if I get comments on this video saying yes, keep writing in the Google Doc, and I try to make it so you guys can view these docs, but not necessarily edit them. But it would be cool to have a Google Doc where I have subscribers in there and we're all kind of just writing creative writing stories, whatever, writing about literally anything. I don't care. As long as, you know, you're passionate about what you're writing about and um, I don't know. That's pretty much it. Lost my train of thought there. So I actually miscounted that. I have 7 episodes in this doc, not 6. So, just make sure this is all formatted. Okay, perfect. So, welcome to podcast episode 1, Existential Horizons, or Doomer versus Optimist. This is just going to be a long conversation between two NPCs as I explain Doomer and Optimist. So, let's get started. Welcome, or don't. Here we are, staring into the void, and yes, it stares back. I'm the pessimist, the chronic overthinker, the doomer, if you will. And I'm the counterpoint, the one who still believes humans can find light, even when the universe is spectacularly indifferent, or hilarious, or both. Hilarious? Oh, absolutely. Humanity fumbling through entropy like drunk sailors. I almost admire the commitment. Exactly, and today we'll wander the landscapes of existence, absurdity, ethics, and death, without entirely collapsing into despair. Well, maybe just a little. Absurdity of existence. Let's start where it hurts. Life is absurd. Daily routines, societal structures, capitalism, bureaucracy, all a fragile charade. People pretend meaning exists while the cosmos doesn't even notice. True, but that's what makes it beautiful. The absence of inherent meaning gives humans the freedom to invent a purpose. Even small joys, fleeting moments, they're victories against the void. Small joys? Drinking coffee in the morning while knowing everyone you know will die horribly, that's small joy? I call it tragic comedy. Exactly, and laughter is the rebellion. Satire, humor, art, these are ways we acknowledge absurdity without collapsing completely. Searching for meaning. If life has no inherent meaning, then meaning becomes a construct. Consciousness, relationships, art, even observing the stars, isn't that enough? Stars? They're just balls of gas, indifferent to your longing. Humanity desperately clinging to illusions. It's poetic in the darkest way. Poetic, yes, but also empowering. If nothing matters inherently, everything we choose to invest in becomes sacred. Every creation, connection, or experiment counts. Except entropy. Everything decays, everything ends. Sacred, more like temporarily amusing. And yet, we keep building, keep loving, keep laughing. That's existential courage. The future is fragile. Society is teetering on the edge. Climate instability, political chaos, technological overshoot. Everything is fragile. Fragility is the only constant. And that fragility is why resilience is possible. Humans adapt, they improvise, even in collapse. There's ingenuity, collaboration, art, humor. Adaptation is temporary. Civilization is a sandcastle. Waves are coming, and by 2100, most constructs are gone. Perhaps, but survival isn't about permanence. It's about persistence, improvisation, and creativity in the face of inevitable endings. Hope and chaos. Chaos isn't purely destructive, it's a canvas. Every catastrophe is an opportunity to reimagine life, ethics, and society. Opportunities for disaster, you mean? Humans are exceptional at mismanaging chaos. And yet some flourish. Art survives collapse. Music, literature, philosophy, these are proof that life persists meaningfully, even if momentarily. Momentarily, yes, that's the best any of us can hope for. A flicker before oblivion. Humor as salvation. Laughter is existential anesthesia. You laugh so the void doesn't notice you screaming. Exactly. Humor is a survival mechanism. Satire, absurdity, they allow humans to navigate horror without dignity and delight. Or at least with ironic detachment. Watching humanity argue over trivialities while the planet burns. Hilarious. And beautiful. Awareness plus laughter equals liberation. Awareness without laughter, despair. Death and the infinite. Death is the ultimate punchline. Everyone you know dies. Eventually, entropy swallows the universe. Everything is temporary. Everything is absurd. And that is precisely why life matters. Awareness of death sharpens perception. Each fleeting moment becomes precious. Existence is a gift precisely because it is impermanent. Gift wrapped in cosmic indifference. Sure, still funny. Funny, yes, and empowering. Knowing the end is inevitable, we can choose how we spend the interim. Life as experience. Consciousness is an experiment in perception. Experience, sensation, awareness, these are our triumphs against meaninglessness. Triumphs are temporary, subject to decay and failure, but I'll allow it as a consolation prize. And in that consolation, humans create culture, relationships, music, art, tiny islands of significance in the cosmic sea. Absurd philosophy deep dive. Camus, Nietzsche, Kierkegaard, philosophers realized early life is absurd. Moral systems are human constructs. Suffering is inevitable. And yet these philosophies offer pathways. Camus says, embrace the absurd. Nietzsche says, create your own values. Kierkegaard, well, faith or reflection, provides anchor. Anchors in quicksand, but entertaining anchors. Precisely. Reflection, art, love, anchors in the chaos, even if temporary. Ethics and responsibility. Even in absurdity, actions matter. Kindness, creativity, curiosity, these ripple outward, creating pockets of meaning. Ripples in a tsunami, but I'll admit, sometimes the tsunami feels poetic and beautiful. Ethics becomes personal, adaptive, not dictated by gods or institutions, but by conscious choice. The dystopian mirror. Society reflects absurdity. Technology, politics, economics, they magnify existential panic. Humans are both architects and victims. And that reflection can inspire creation, innovation, art, recognizing absurdity without despair fosters creativity. Or sarcastic commentary, which is fun too. Conclusion and cosmic perspective. Existence is a paradox, meaningless yet meaningful, impermanent yet precious, chaotic yet ordered in patterns we can perceive. Patterns and chaos, humor and despair, flickers of beauty and entropy. Agreed, life is hilarious, tragic, and unavoidable. And that's our takeaway. Embrace absurdity, create meaning where you can laugh, and observe the void with curiosity. Or scream quietly. Either way, survival is indeed an art. Stay tuned for episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and possibly beyond. Love you guys. Stay safe and stay tuned.